historic first. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and South Korean President Moon Jae-in have met at the border truce village of Panmunjom in the demilitarized zone between the two Koreas. Now, the two leaders shook hands and walked the red carpet. Kim Jong-un could be seen leaving the peace house in these latest visuals. Now, the delegation-level talks were also held at the peace house, where the two leaders discussed a range of different issues, including North Korea's nuclear weapons program. Now, Kim Jong-un is, of course, the first North Korean leader to set foot in South Korea since the 1950 Korean War. Before the formal talks, Kim Jong-un and also Moon Jae-in held a closed-door meeting at the peace house. Now, the historic meet between Kim Jong-un and also Moon Jae-in comes following a series of back-channel talks between North and South Korean officials. Now, the North Korean side comprised of a 9-member delegation, including Kim Jong-un's sister, Kim Yo-jong. After the official welcoming ceremony, both the nations' delegations will, of course, be meeting at the peace house. If there is an agreement after the talks, it will be announced in the evening, but no time has, of course, been set so far. Now, the Inter-Korea Summit is also expected to set the stage for a meeting between United States President Donald Trump and also North Korean leader Kim Jong-un in the coming months. Meanwhile, White House has also issued a statement on the Inter-Korean Summit, expressing hope that talks will achieve progress towards a future of peace and prosperity for the entire Korean Peninsula. All right, now for more on this, we are joined in by our international affairs correspondent, Ramesh Ramachandran, who is presently in Seoul and is tracking all the developments for us. Good morning to you, Ramesh. This is, of course, a historic meeting. Just till about 3-4 months back, not too many people would have expected that a meeting of this nature would take place. But now Kim Jong-un and Moon Jae-in, the South Korean president, they have met. And it is, of course, a little difficult to predict as to what is likely to be the outcome of this meeting. But talk to us just about the optics of the North Korean leader and the South Korean president meeting.
Indeed, it only goes to show, Muhammad, that Kim Jong-un can and is very unpredictable. But that said, talking about the summit itself, it was a historic moment earlier this morning here in South Korea when Kim Jong-un became the first North Korean leader in history to set foot on South Korean soil, as we saw him physically, literally walk across the military demarcation line and shake hands with Moon Jae-in, president of South Korea. And as far as the optics go, we saw it on television, as we saw them exchange pleasantries and converse in the Korean language about the way forward for peace talks on the third Inter-Korean Summit. And as an aside, Muhammad, we were shown glimpses of Kim Jong-un's sense of humor, so to speak, when he pulled Moon Jae-in over to the North Korean side of the border, because Moon Jae-in apparently asked Kim Jong-un, when will I get to visit North Korea? And Kim Jong-un said, now is the time. So literally pulled Moon Jae-in across the MDL and then brought him literally, technically, on the North Korean side of the border. So there you are. And also Moon Jae-in and Kim Jong-un got talking in their private restricted meeting, where Kim Jong-un joked again that from now on, I will not give you any more sleepless nights. So an indication there to his decision to suspend nuclear tests going forward. So the optics are in place, and they've taken a break for lunch. They will resume again in the afternoon, when they will plant a sapling in the peace house in Panmunjom village, and have a tete-a-tete, a walk in the nearby, on a one-to-one basis, have a walk in the park there, and they'll have the delegation-level talks followed by a banquet. So that's the remaining itinerary of the third Inter-Korean Summit here, Muhammad.
Absolutely, indeed. So that was the side of the optics, and it's very interesting that Kim Jong-un, he also has a lighter side to him. But the big issues, Ramesh, the issue of denuclearization. Now, the Americans have stated their position. The South Koreans have stated their position. Now, Kim Jong-un has also come forth and said that North Korea will not be conducting any further nuclear tests or missile tests for the time being. But what is the North Korean understanding of denuclearization, and how far have they accepted the American understanding of denuclearization?
Well, if you look at the previous two summits, Muhammad, in the years 2000 and 2007, nuclear weapons was never an issue. They only discussed inter-Korean relations, humanitarian issues. But this is the first inter-Korean summit to focus exclusively and predominantly on the issue of nuclear weapons and nuclear weapons technology possessed by North Korea. To that end, we can expect some formulation going forward on what North Korea and South Korea can jointly do to address each other's concerns on nuclear weapons and nuclear technology. Now, as far as the understanding goes, Mohammed, both sides remain holding on different positions on the issue of nuclear weapons. North Korea says it will only commit so far to suspending nuclear tests and missile tests until further notice. South Korea, on the other hand, insists that North Korea must make an express commitment for complete, verifiable and irreversible nuclear disarmament. So that's where things stand at the moment. One will have to wait and watch for the joint statement, Mohammed, when it might reflect the sentiments or understanding reached on these and other contentious issues, including on the issue of ending the 65-year-old war and replacing it with a peace treaty between and among the various parties involved in this dispute.
Absolutely indeed, Ramesh. Thank you very much indeed for joining us from Seoul and getting us all those updates. Now, the big, of course, the talking point which a lot of people, of course, be focusing on is what will be the outcome of this historic meeting between Kim Jong-un and Moon Jae-in of South Korea.